I have no idea how this video is going to go, but I am putting up my phone because yesterday or 2 days ago, I posted something on my story in regards to Sodom and Gomorrah. And I was very curious because I was reading the Bible. I read the whole Bible last year. And this year, one thing I've noticed is that when you read the Bible, new perspective and new ways of understanding always comes and strikes again and again. And I was reading Genesis, and I think Genesis 19 in regards to Sodom and what prompted God to destroy that city. Anyways, I was curious because when I was reading, it dawned onto me that God actually punished Sodom and Gomorrah because they did some non-consensual acts or because of homosexuality. And I asked people on my story, but I reckon some people reported me as that being very sensitive. I remember I mentioned something about rape in the story, and then a couple minutes later, I got suspended. Someone reported my account, and I was very curious as to why that happened. It just dawned onto me. I was like, what is going on? This is something that I've never gone through before. Keep in mind that I definitely am very familiar with starting afresh, like starting from the bottom, starting from the scratch. I'm used to that. I'm the kind of person who loves taking risks. I think there's a lot of growth in that, and you learn a lot from doing that. And me going through all of that phase of willingly deleting my account and then starting all over again, there's so much proof of concept that this can happen again, that I can blow up and I can grow a bigger community, have more reach, and have my message create an impact and a driving force towards people who will be interested in listening to me. And I think it's very interesting. But I guess what was different in this case was I got banned. I didn't have the power to control me stopping, ending the page, and then restarting again. So that threw me off a bit. I was a bit bummed out when I saw the email saying that you've been permanently disabled and you can't have access to this account again. And I guess I was at 19K followers. But what I've noticed here, growing pages and testing out as a content creator, is you don't necessarily need so much numbers, especially when you're starting a business that you can control and you have control of, and not necessarily seeking brand deals and ads and all of that stuff. Like when you have your own business that you're working with, and now that I have already established myself as a coach in this respect, helping men who are not confident, who goes through social anxiety, very smart, overthinking men who have it well in regards to business, but when it comes to understanding the feminine imperative and having conversations with women, they lack it so bad and they fall short in that respect. And that's why I come in to sort of like bridge that gap. So given that I have already started my business and so far we've been successful, I mean, it's a slow growth, there's no doubt about that, but that's how business works. You have to be patient and it takes time to make that big amount of money that you plan to make. However, I have started this business, it's already been established, and I've gotten people results. So like now there's more proof of concept that when I do create a new page, I can approach this in a more better way. I'm not necessarily going through so much test of what kind of content would work. Now I know what kind of content would work, so that when I post content, it skyrockets. So it's such a very interesting thing that happened. I would say I'm a firm believer that things happens for a reason. Some people I've heard, they don't like that whole idea or mindset of things happens for a reason. But I know for a fact that things happens for a reason. Because if this didn't happen, it wouldn't sort of like dawn onto me that, okay, I don't think I have so much power. Even if I'm trying to live a life of freedom. As a content creator, these people who owns the platform still have control over us, and they can decide if they can push you off or not. So it was a wake-up call for me. I don't want to offend anyone, but however, I don't want to bend the knee to please the other person. I'm not here to be liked by everyone. I'd rather be respected. And if God be for us, who can be against us? It's just crazy that people are very sensitive, and from all of this, and I want you, people who are watching right now, you should learn to respond rather than react. It will be your superpower as you move forward in life. If anyone offends you, say something that triggers some parts of anger in you, stop yourself from overreacting, and then slow down and think, what would Abraham Lincoln do in this situation? He would sit down, relax, and then respond and not react. So that's what I did here. And I want you to also, from your end, when someone say something negative, regardless of if they mean harm to you or not, learn to respond rather than react. You could have easily just blocked me or unfollow my content and not see my content anymore, but you just decide to react and let your emotions get hold of you. So I guess I've learned from me too as well. People, especially when it comes to social media, they don't necessarily understand the context. They don't care about the context. Once they see anything that attacks their identity, they're gonna shoot at you. So yeah, it's a very interesting one. I think this is a good way to come back to YouTube now. It is a great entry. Now I'm like, okay, I need to diversify my content, post on Twitter. It's crazy because someone messaged me 3 days ago talking about, bro, you should start a Twitter community or like start posting on Twitter so you can grow a community. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. And now that this has happened, it makes sense to actually push through with it. So I'll be posting on Twitter now, all the content, so I can grow a community on there, really diversify my content and not be scared or not necessarily go through this whole pain of all my days. I invested my time into one platform and then that platform is being taken away from me. What do I then do? Is my business cooked? So, I mean, I'm not scared. I post on YouTube, so I'm good. Now I'm posting, this is like my entry back to YouTube again, because I sort of like took a break from YouTube because I was like really posting and going crazy with Instagram. All my business leads was really flourishing from Instagram. So, I mean, now I know what to post and how to attract the right eyes. I know my target audience, my ICP. It's easier now. I just finished recording the content now that I'm going to post as my first content on the new page that I made on Instagram, and then I'll post it on Twitter as well, and then keep on posting on YouTube. I don't want to be on TikTok because I mean TikTok would definitely bring so many eyes to my content, but not necessarily. Maybe I should post on TikTok too as well. I don't care if I don't necessarily grow a community, but it would bring in so many reach. So I should definitely post on TikTok and see how that goes. But this is me now. I've learned my lesson. Always diversify. You never know what might happen. Don't put your eggs in just one basket. Because things can go left. And what if you don't have any other options? So I guess I'm lucky because I have already established myself in this space as professional in this particular realm, and I've built enough trust and I've had a lot of clients get results. So like, it's gonna be easy, man. But I'm grateful. You cannot stop me, okay? They've got beef for me, who can be against us? You cannot stop this voice, like at all, my brother. You can see how I'm glowing. I'm happy still because I take care of myself. My mental health is very important. So enough ranting. I hope this will inspire people who goes through situations like this. And if you're an overthinking man, this is why I plug in my coaching offer where I would help you. If you're an overthinking man, a smart man who find it very difficult to understand the feminine imperative, to express yourself, even sexually express yourself to a woman, just because you're scared of being called a creep. You're very great at business and your work, you're very logical, but when it comes to women, you just fail in that. I want you to watch the video I made for you in the description. Let me know what you think. I think it would definitely help you a lot. It will fix the masculinity crisis that we're going through right now. I think it will be very essential for you to know and be aware of it, and then know how to navigate around expressing your masculine edge, being unapologetic. Yeah, thank you for watching. We're back on YouTube now, going crazy on YouTube again. I'm looking forward to it. But I think this is I'm glad this whole thing happened because I love a comeback story. I love where we have more depth into our lives, where we're going through struggles. That's when we act better. So whatever pain you might be going through is good. It's good. Keep pushing. You get me? So I'm grateful, man. I'll see you in the next one, in a bit.